The Sciforror Film Podcast. Day 4. Again, the films I didn't see. Cheap Thrills were repeated from day 2. I didn't see Scopophobia, which was a new indie film. A Game in the Woods, which was another new indie film. Halloween Tales, a new indie film. The repeat of Wild Palms, the classic TV series. Pigman, which was a new indie film. The Protoss Experiment, a new indie film. Repeat of Stephen Berkoff's Telltale Heart, which is a new indie film. The Survivors, which is the classic TV series. Never Have I Ever, which is a new indie film. Iconic, which was a new indie film. Interlopers, which is a new indie film. Repeat of The Reign of Queen Gennara, which is a new indie film. Transmission, another new indie film. Everyone is Going to Die, another new indie film. Cannibal Holocaust, which is a classic film. The Baby in the Basket, which is a new indie film. The Painter, which was a short indie film. Find You Here, another short indie film. All About Stevie, another short indie film. The Men from Damnation Control, a short indie film. The Fireplace, a short indie film. The Biodiversity, another indie short film. Body Worn Video, a new indie short film. Surprise, which was another indie short film. Do Not Open, an indie short. Progeny, indie short. And Virus Detected, which was a new indie feature film. So this was the last day of the festival, and I started off again watching short films. I started off with one called Winter Song. This was subtitled. There's a woman in a bath. There's a voiceover. You see a man sleeping rough. Then there's a woman playing the cello and a baby crying. Some odd visions. I think it was about nuclear winter, but I'm not completely convinced. I'm sure about that. Then there was The Procedure. There's a woman, an older woman, home having a shower and getting dressed up to go out. She's cleaning the house. She seems like quite a religious woman. She goes away. She has a party, a going away party, and in actual fact, it's all about voluntary euthanasia. And there's a bit in it where she kills all the doctors, but that's kind of in her head. But there you go. That was quite good. Then there was The Red Diamond Cut. There was an animated start to this, and it's set in Christmas in 1999. It's female gangsters. It's a bit slow, slightly gory in places, and okay, but I didn't rate it that much. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not sure. Then there was a thing called The Red Hourglass. This is split into chapters. So chapter 1, which was about it's about an odd dream of spider. It was just a bit strange, and this woman becomes pregnant, and I think it's about. I'm not sure. Was it about Immaculate Conception? Then some more visions, and then 2 was the baby, and I don't know. Again, more odd sounds, more dreams, and a giant spider, and the baby part of the spider. More stuff I didn't quite understand. And then in the third part, she goes to these strange people, and it has a very odd ending. I'm not absolutely sure I understood it, and I didn't really, wasn't really that bothered. Then there's a film called Passion. There's two people in a car having sex, being watched by somebody. She goes off to go to the toilet. When she comes back, um, he's dead, and then she gets killed. And then you see somebody else, a woman who's decorating, gets killed. And it turns out all three of them are in a photo with the guy who's killed them. It's okay. My Great Face, which was a strange film. It starts with a strange sort of eye swirling thing and a knocking. It's a very some very odd editing and very odd visuals. I think it was all about dementia, but there was nothing that absolutely said that. Then there's a film called Grandma May I, in which there was a child arguing with a parent. The child walks out. The father's died, and the boy goes out and meets this strange girl, puts on an odd mask, and meets the girl's grandma, who he wishes for his dad back. The dad comes back and tells the mum that they'd be better off if the boy was killed. So he puts the mask on again and then decides to go to live with this strange grandma that he sees in the visions. So then the next thing was some short films. The first one was called Unraveling. It's about they're kind of in a forest, and the grandma and granddaughter sorting out things. The grandma seems to have plants growing out of her back, and the granddaughter goes into the forest, and she seems to have the same sort of plants growing out of her arm. I think maybe it's a film about old age, but I'm not absolutely sure or certain of that. But yeah, there you go. The next one is called Aetherium. Aetherium. I think that's how you pronounce it. Uh, somebody, a photographer developing pictures in darkroom. The pictures of in a wood, the things start blurring. There's a notebook. I can't work out if they were seeing visions of each other. It was the man who was a writer and the woman who's a photographer. And I can't work out if they're having visions of each other or if they were having visions, both having visions of something else that turned out to be like a spirit of the wood. The next one was called One for the Road. A car going through the countryside at night, and these men pick up a woman. Um, they find a man and pick him up. Um, and it's kind of about vampires and things. It was okay, but not great. Um, but it was something a bit different, but it wasn't fantastic. Then Midnight Frights. This was a French film with subtitles. People watching a late night horror film. Oh no, it's a kind of a late night horror film TV program about a rock band. A girl in the audience is hypnotized. She goes backstage and kills the singer. It's not bad. It's comedy, but it's difficult. Some parts of it are funny, some parts aren't. Next is the Once Trust. It's a 1998 VHS recruitment for time travelers. And then it jumps to 2005, where there are two agents talking to this old woman. They're talking about necrophagia, um, people eating dead people. It's a bit confusing, and I'm really not sure I have any idea what it was about, to be honest. And I don't think it was horror. Then I think it's pronounced Giallo, which is the Italian horror things. Uh, there's a woman in the city. There's traffic and things around it. Subtitled. She goes into a record shop. Her friend works there, and then she goes off to a meeting with somebody. There's some strangely lit places with strange, almost like a dance scene at a party. She's walking at night, and you couldn't work out where some parts of it were just in her head. It was all a bit weird and not explained, and I really have no idea quite what it was about. Then there was Curiosity, which is a young man. He's watching TikTok videos and things, and he's one of them says about how to get onto the dark web. So he goes on and he starts watching videos on there, but he doesn't like what he sees, so he tries to stop them and ends up being taken and put into one of the video type of videos that he's been watching. Then there was Aurora. There's a woman in London. She sees a woman sitting on the ground and stops to help her. It's subtitled and it's odd. This woman starts biting herself and then she starts biting others and then she's sick and she turns into something, I think. But I got bored, to be honest, watching it. I don't know why. Then there was Video Shop Tales of Terror 2 Lust and Revenge. Uh, there's some great kind of mock horror film trailers. There's some good comedy stuff, some not so good comedy stuff. There was a brilliant animated piece called the Portrait of Professor Slocum. Um, it was okay, and it was good for me to watch because of the fact that I am in it for all of about a second. Um, but I have to say, I don't think, having seen Video Shop Tales of Terror, which I thought was quite good. I don't think this was as good. Um, and I think part of it is the fact that for me, the comedy was a bit kind of like, I don't know if I'm just getting old, but it was a bit kind of like, it would have been really funny if I was 12. And I'm not. But yeah, hey, as I say with all these things, these people go out there and make these films and put them out there. And I am in awe of the fact that they do it because I would love to be able to do that and I can't. So they do, and I would, I applaud them for it. And the thing about comedy is so subjective. So just because I didn't find it funny doesn't mean it wasn't funny. And I'm not saying I didn't like the film. I'm just saying there wasn't stuff in it. There was a lot of stuff in it I didn't find funny. And if it's supposed to be a comedy film, then there needs to be more of that. So I got I think I've got all of these right. I may have missed a couple of the awards. These are the awards. The best anthology film went to Video Shop Tales of Terror 2. The worst death went to Shivering Timbers for the tent scene. Best animation was VHX. Best cinematography was Seed of Doubt. Best director for a short film was Hallowed, which was okay. Best editing was Selfie. Best actress was Emily Rose Holt for All This Time. Best cheap thrill was Ingest. Best short film under 5 minutes was The Milk Situation. Best feature film was All This Time. Best special effects was Lorraine Orin Minara. Best ensemble cast was Members Club. Funniest moment was from Video Shop Tales of Terror 2. Best foreign language film was The Beast. Best low budget short was Night Whispers. Best local film was Surprise. Best score was Eximo. Best low budget feature film was The Interlopers. Best short film was House Hunters. The jury prize went to Halloween Tales. Best actor was from Take From Me. Best feature film was Welcome to Kitty Town. Best director was Justin Best. There were also two prizes, or no, four prizes given out, which were prizes that were awarded by the actual people at the festival. But at the moment, I don't know what those who won what for those. So I will find out and I will put them on here eventually. All in all, it wasn't a bad festival. I would say, given the fact that they had problems with the cinema and that they therefore had problems getting out, I think they did incredibly well. On a personal note, this is the first year that there hasn't been one film that has really grabbed me and I've thought, wow, that is such a brilliant film. But that, that's just my personal thing. There were lots of good films. There were lots of really nice people. I had a really good time there. I would love to thank Spencer for allowing me to be able to go there to do this review and report back. He also he also had the pass there for Scott, who was unfortunately unable to go due to illness. But I am looking forward to going back next year and doing it all over again. I have a good time there. I have met some nice people there, and as I say, we will hopefully be doing some interviews with some of the filmmakers and check out as many of the films as you can. I will put up as many links as I can find for these films, and also check out the Romford Horror Film Festival website and look out for the main film festival, the main Romford Film Festival, which will be coming up a bit later in the year. Until then, that's me. That's my report back done, and there you go. I will see you next time when Scott should be rejoining me, and we will be doing a review of some science fiction films. Thank you very much. Bye. The Sciforror Film Podcast.